I'm pouting.
T-Cone! Let's see you grit those teeth!
I am T. Cone.
Hello, I'm 40 years of weed.
And we are Philosopher and the Franks. Welcome to our show. Thank you for joining us. And yeah, let's get it started. So, sir, Mr. 40-san.
Yes, sir.
What are we going to do today?
What the hell are we doing? Like that's I guess that's the idea of the show is really like, what is our mission statement? What is our goal? What kind of entertainment are we trying to provide? That's really it. Because, I'm doing my own thing over on my other page, which will get up and going here pretty soon enough. And that's going to be definitely on the goofier end.
Absolutely.
Me, taking the shit out of stuff, basically. But I think the goal is to be a little more serious-minded here, right? Is that I think what we're going for?
Well, I mean, we're always gonna be.
I can only be so serious.
Yes.
Let's
but
be honest.
There is serious intent behind it for the most part.
Right. We actually want to talk about everyday philosophy, what it means to be alive and functioning in this world, and we can use a lot of the anime shit that we like as stand-in stuff for it.
There you go. Well, that's what we're doing, people. So, yeah. Oh, man.
It's my first time ever doing a video podcast.
Yeah, it's a little awkward, but, we'll get through it. We'll get used to it.
You guys have to look at my ugly ass. Sorry.
No, he is beautiful, guys. You don't let him tell you otherwise.
So we did, a practice session of this, and, first off, when I listen to or watch stuff like this, who the fuck are these people I'm watching?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, tell me a little bit about why you like this stuff. You know what I mean? Where it comes from, what you like most of all about it, and some of your favorite shit. Let's talk about some of our favorite shit for a little bit before we get into the weeds.
For sure. I guess why I like this stuff. Part of it is definitely degenerate, big titty woman. I love that.
Sure, that's an aspect of it.
But honestly, a lot of the stuff you might nitpick out of here. I just love characters. I think really is what it gets down to, and character development. I'm definitely a sucker for main characters. I know there are people that are more, they enjoy anime for the side characters.
It depends on the show for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
There's some shows where I hate the MC, but I love everyone else. I think we have a pretty popular example of a show like that.
Yeah.
That I have a pretty hot takes on that I'm sure we'll get out there at some point, and the internet will fucking despise me.
Yeah, but no, just to name a few: Eren Yeager, Thorfinn, who else? If I'm just looking here, Kaiman, even, some less known ones.
Kaiman from what? What are we talking about?
From Dorohedoro.
Oh, Kaiman. Duh.
Yes.
Well, I can't see what's behind because your shit is organized so strangely. And the alphabet doesn't even go right. It goes from A, B, F, A, H, T, C.
Okay, part of it is the shelf spacing. That is why. But yes, I'm just kind of throwing shit wherever I can. Denji, another great one.
Denji, man, poor Denji. He's a guy who can't get a fucking break.
But yeah, I love the characters, man. Absolutely. And how I started this was, I think my first ever anime was Sword Art Online.
That's awesome.
Which,
that's
is
so awesome. And when you watched it, you were like, holy shit,
yes,
this is so cool.
Yes. Yeah, you watch that and you're like, it's so cool. And then you get into anime and then you come back to Sword Art and you're like, ah.
Well, I'm going to do a whole episode on Sword Art because, it's so mid, it's crazy. But it does have good things to it. And it's also really, really bad. And it's also somehow still fucking ubiquitous. It's still everywhere. Yeah. And there's going to be more coming because it's not over. And I'm still going to watch it.
Yeah.
When it comes out, I'm still going to I'm just as guilty. I'm going to watch it, So.
Absolutely.
Sword Art, man.
Well, yeah,
What'd you watch after Sword Art? Do you remember?
Oh, man. I don't know the second anime I watched, but, I know probably the phases after that. I started getting into slice of life stuff. I remember, Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions was probably one of my.
I still haven't watched that. You told me I should. I will.
Great. stuff like Toradora. I know. I watched Kill la Kill. I watched Akame ga Kill. Naruto, pretty simple one.
Naruto,
Dragon Ball, all that stuff, and then we just went down the pipeline. So
fair enough.
yeah. How about you, sir?
I mean, so I'm a little bit older because of the way things got. Like when I was like in high school, there was Pokemon was on after school. Eventually, Dragon Ball Z, stuff like that was on. And I was exposed to it a little bit, but one of my friends showed me 2 movies. He showed me Vampire Hunter D, and he showed me Ninja Scroll. Are you familiar with either of these?
No.
Okay, so they're both like, I don't remember if they were from late 80s or early 90s. They're older or mid 90s. I don't fucking know. I didn't research it. But, they're both like that type of storytelling. It's like, oh, this cartoon is violent. It's dark. There are boobs. It's a totally different type of storytelling. So then, once I saw that and liked that, then I started watching Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z with gusto. And then, Adult Swim started, Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, and Fooly Cooly, FLCL. Those are all my entry points. And that's when I was just like, okay, fucking anime, you can get every type of storytelling in this really cool looking animated package. And that's what started my obsession. But I would say it was a good 12 years before it's, consumed me.
Yes.
All consuming. But, Gurren Lagann changed my life.
Absolutely. As it has changed everyone who's seen his life.
Did I ever tell you the story of how me and Colby became friends?
No.
Okay, so Colby's a good friend of mine. I used to live in North Carolina. We got, became friends. We worked together. And I was running through the kitchen at full speed.
You did tell me this.
Screaming, let's see you grit those teeth. Because, it was fucking busy and working in a restaurant is stressful. And then I'm coming back to the kitchen the other way, and he stops me. He goes, did you just quote Gurren Lagann? Instant best friends. So, my first ever anime in the movie theater was with Colby. And it was whatever the first Dragon Ball Z was that they did. I can't remember. It wasn't Battle of the Gods, right? It was the one before that. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Nowadays I think Dragon Ball is not as good as I used to like it.
Yes. Unfortunately, but some things, that's how it goes sometimes. So,
what you gonna do? What you gonna do?
Word. So, where can we go from there, sir?
So like the levels of storytelling, as because you can't just say, "Oh, it's for cartoon, it's just for kids," or "That's just for perverts," or "That's just for action people." That's why it's so interesting, because we can have a conversation about different aspects of life philosophy because of it, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. I think that's the point we were trying to make. Yeah, which eventually I think in this here episode we are going to spend some time talking about AOT.
Yes.
Because it fits a lot of the stuff that we want to talk about, and it's so fucking good, and it's one of our favorites.
Yes, absolutely. All right.
Yeah, man.
Well. So, let's jump right into it. AOT, we love it. It's amazing. Goes beyond anime, absolutely. And if you haven't seen it,
watch
go
it.
See it.
Alan, we're going to spoil the shit out of it, so stop
Spoiler
this now.
Warning,
go watch it.
Spoiler warning ahead for sure. Oh, man. All right. So, AOT. This dark, grueling anime.
Grueling. That's a good way to put it.
Yes, absolutely. That is... It absolutely is just, it's fucking heavy, man.
It is, quote, fucking heavy, man, unquote. I have to say, I think you and I have talked about this a little bit in the past. Yes. That was one of those things where after the first season had come out, I didn't watch it. It was airing, because I'm just one of those dudes. I'm too fucking cool for everything everybody likes. I don't want it. Yep. If everyone's talking about it, I don't give a shit. If I didn't catch it before you start talking about it, I'm going to get around to it when I feel like it. You know what I mean? So I didn't watch AOT as it was coming out. But when the second season was about to come out, then I had nothing to do one day. I was like, fuck it, let's just finally watch AOT. Yeah. And I started off thinking, okay, this is great. I love watching Titans eat people. Why not? This is fucking great. But then, they get into the I think it's just the second episode, right, where they talk about sacrificing a third of humanity to let the others survive. And that's the moment when I said, okay, this show has something to offer everyone.
Yeah.
And that's when I really started paying attention and grinding down. And then getting married to the 10-year commitment of the show being finished. And when you and I met, I remember we talked about it, and you were like, dude, don't wait for it. Just read it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. And then I read it finally. And I was like, you're right. I'm glad I did that.
It was such a good read. Read it twice. So good. We'll definitely read it again.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
I'll read it once a year.
Yeah. Yeah. I was luckier because I got into AOT when season 4 came out. And, that was when, like, the big turning point was really kind of happening, when Aaron was becoming, like, this badass, evil guy, essentially. And everyone loved him because he was a badass. And, I remember watching it and loving it. And it's just, like, I remember the biggest thing was, like, there was always the meme of, like, everyone roasted Aaron online. Like, season 1 through 3, they always roasted Aaron. He's always crying. He was always, like,
trying to fight and then getting his ass kicked, Yeah.
So, and I remember those were, like, what I would see before I ever watched it. And then when the hype kicked in of, like, Aaron's a badass now, blah, blah. And, I watched it and I fell in love with it and I read it. And the ending came out and everyone was mad about it, and I was like, what do you like,
the same people who were happy that he was a badass were the ones who were angry about that ending.
Exactly.
Because they never understood Aaron as a character.
Absolutely.
They never fucking understood him.
So, yeah, I mean, falling in love with him, that it definitely shaped a lot of my life and a lot of my philosophy. And, absolutely, we can recognize that Aaron is not a good person. Well,
he isn't a bad person either.
There are arguments that, yes, he's not a bad person, he's not a good person. He's a slave to his destiny, essentially. We don't want to be like Aaron, but we can recognize that, he is a beautiful character. And the way it ended is how it should have ended. That was his only end. It was his only choice. So.
It was the only way it was going to go down.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah, absolutely. So
absolutely not. I mean, he just no. God, I'm getting sad. I'm literally getting sad just thinking about it all over again. It's so upsetting. The whole time you just want him to be able to walk away.
Yeah.
Just like there's so many points throughout the show when you're watching it when you're saying to yourself, just stop now.
Yeah.
Don't make that decision. Just stop.
Yeah.
And he just does it. He just does it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucking hard, man.
Yeah.
It's truly hard. And we also I told you this in our last conversation, is that like my outlook on the show changes every time I watch it. The older I get, the different I see the world. And this last through full on Jaegerist.
Yes.
I'm full on the side of the country.
Mm-hmm.
I would have been trying to kill them all too. Don't you get on that plane?
Yep.
Stay off the plane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy shit. So, I mean, let's get into that. I know we have before, but let's do it again.
I'm sure we will again.
Yeah. So we've talked about. I mean, I almost don't know if I want to ask you, but we've obviously talked about what would you do in Aaron's shoes.
Right.
What would you do? I mean, could you do anything if you were stuck to that deterministic future?
Right.
It's very complex, but I mean,
yeah, we can never come up with a good answer.
Yeah. He is just, he's him. He's stuck. Exactly.
He's a victim of fate.
And I think
what did I call him last time? I think I called him a prisoner of fate.
Prisoner of fate. Yeah.
Prisoner of fate. And I also think I compared him to Isayama. I think Isayama himself.
Absolutely.
Is a prisoner of fate. The way that he doesn't even want to make another manga because of how people took this. Even though he created one of the singularly greatest works of fiction, this man is afraid to make more. That sucks. That's bullshit.
I think Isayama needs to read his own work again. I don't know if he does or not.
I don't know if he could read it, objectively.
Yeah, I wonder. Because, I talk a lot about that whole idea of something I've adopted from Aaron. Absolutely, is to keep moving forward. You know, there's been times in my life where I was, sad, whatever, depressed. Just in bad spots, and you just kind of have to adopt that idea of like, you just have to keep moving forward no matter what position you're in. And I feel like, Isayama, I mean, maybe he's not doing that. I don't know. Is he really just trapped and stuck and done? I mean, or
well, we can't really know, right?
We
don't
really
know him
unless we meet him. But I mean, for me, it's like that character means so much to me that he has affected my life so much that it's almost like it's sad to see Isayama be treated how he was, and react how he does.
Yeah, because we wish the best for him.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
created something that's important to us. Like, I don't want him to suffer. I want him to be happy.
Yeah,
creating. If he legitimately doesn't want to create because he just doesn't want to, that'd be cool. But I bet you that's not the case.
Yeah. Art imitates life, or life imitates art. He's Aaron. Like it's literally like you said. Like he is Aaron. Like he's just he's stuck. In a way, like he can't change his future. It's crazy.
It is. It really is.
I
don't know. I got nothing. When it comes to that, there's really nothing more to say. It's just, I'll support whatever he does.
Absolutely.
That's all we can say.
Isayama, if you see this, please make more.
Make something. Even if it's a line of birthday cards, I will buy them. Depressing ass birthday cards. You're really close to dying now.
Oh shit.
It's great.
Oh man.
It's fucking great.
All right. So on a lighter note, Gurren Lagann. Another anime that has absolutely changed our lives.
And to me, Gurren Lagann is my favorite show of all time. Not just anime shows.
Yeah,
I love Gurren Lagann.
So, tell us about that. Why is it your favorite show?
Oh, in a nutshell, I really just like the idea of a show about evolution that actually evolves as it goes. But in literally every aspect of the show, like the storytelling, the size of the battles, the characters, I mean, in the beginning, the robot's fucking this big. At the end, they're hurling planets, galaxies at each other. Yep. That's awesome. It's so fucking wild. It's the best.
Yeah.
And, for me, characters are also very important. And Kamina there is a piece of my soul that is inextricably linked to Kamina. I don't know if I really want to get into why, but a lot of my personality is Kamina as well, for better or for worse. We do know he dies very young. I'm fortunate I'm still here, but
wow,
I love.
Unfortunately for him, fortunately for me, this guy has changed my life for sure.
You know what I mean, though.
Yes.
So, yeah, Gurren Lagann is just the best. Yoko.
Mm-hmm.
Early waifu there. That's let's be honest. And Buddha.
Yeah.
Buddha's great.
Yeah.
Motherfucker feeds him his tail. Here, have a piece of my ass. I know you're starving. That's great stuff.
Hell yeah.
But like for me, another aspect of this stuff that I really love is, particularly found in shonen, is when people come together. That like big family feeling of everyone coming together to accomplish a goal.
Absolutely.
Gurren Lagann does that in great ways, and I mean, I that's why it's probably one of the biggest reasons why I love it.
Yeah, that's funny because one of my vision board things is just a picture of Team Gurren, like all of them together.
Team Dai Gurren.
Yeah, Team Dai Gurren. Yes. Ooh, sorry.
That's what Yoko does the whole show. Every time so says Team Gurren, she corrects him. So I was just that was
awesome.
For you weebs. He just didn't appreciate it.
Sorry guys.
I mean, this is also the type of dude who buys High School DxD, but they're still wrapped because they're the light novel, not the manga. There are no pictures in that. I mean, there is, but no, not the ones he wants.
I stand by my decisions.
Hey, I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying open them and read them. There's still a couple pictures. There just won't be any nips.
If I have that many words on a page, right, I need something else there. Come on, like there has to be something to get the blood flowing, you know?
Nipples. I mean, that gets the blood flowing. Oh man, I remember watching that show and loving how ridiculous it was.
Yes,
for 2 seasons, and then I watched the 3rd season. And as soon as there's a nudie shot, there's a fucking flying dragons over their nipples. Yeah. I was like, fuck this, nope, I'm out.
Nope.
I hate that shit. Oh, it's so dumb. I'd rather fog or, blinding rays of light.
Yeah.
That's obtrusive. I don't like it. So needless to say, I've never seen past the 2nd season.
You're not missing much.
I figured I kind of got it.
Yeah.
There's better boobs out there.
Oh, shit. Okay, back to Gurren Lagann.
Oh, I thought we were talking about boobs.
Oh,
I forgot. Okay. Yoko, she's in there.
Absolutely, she's great.
Yoko's pretty great, yeah.
You missed it in the 2nd movie, like. Yeah, her tits are out.
I'm sure. Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah. For those of you, we went and saw the first movie together, but the second one. Was it a storm?
It was just too,
something happened.
Stormy.
I just didn't get there, and
I went.
I'm regretting it.
It's all right. We'll see it again
for sure.
But yeah, I love that movie. It was amazing. Like I said, like it was like life changing. Like when Simon talks, he talks in the end about like carving your own, something like corny-esque of like carve out your own destiny.
That's the greatness of the show. It's all corny, but in the right way.
Exactly. So, I mean, that was like, I wrote it down. I'm like you should never settle for, the mediocre, and absolutely like you choose what you want to do and you do it. And, as much as I can't tell you guys that you're going to fly,
they're not going to pierce the heaven with their drills.
They're not going to. I mean, you'll pierce the heavens in your own way. Pierce the heavens with your drill, but like in your own way, in a realistic way. And yeah, you can do it, man. And that's what Gurren Lagann is. So that's why I love it. That's why I love Simone.
Keep evolving. Keep
keep going. Keep
pushing
moving forward. Like
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yep. In the end of that show, old ass Simone's there, watching the world passing by, but he's just helping kids drill coconuts,
Yep. Yeah.
He never stopped.
Yeah.
And he went through some shit.
Oh,
man, could you imagine? Could you imagine losing everything like that?
You imagine getting married and she just goes.
She's just fucking pixelates away.
Yeah.
I
love that shit, man.
I mean, there's some cool stuff out there. Frierin's another great example. Like our fiction is so obsessed with adventure. Like doing the thing, but they never really care about what happens after the thing is done.
Yeah.
And Frieren is a great example of that. She has to learn basically, I was a giant part of these people's lives and important, but they really didn't mean anything to me because it didn't feel like a lot of time. And she has to like figure that out and go through life now, understanding what that means, what it means to touch people and what her presence means to somebody even after she's gone.
Yeah.
That's fucking profound. And it's not something that it's not something that you're going to read in a book that's just for fucking perverts.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the case.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I guess I just want to fucking support this important stuff.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I want to read, Game of Familia, or Chain Soldier. I want to read that stuff too because it's hilarious and I love it.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing to really be said in those, but they look great. Or anything by Kentaro Yabuki.
It's funny. I think there is something to be said in those kinds of stuff in a way.
I'm sure there is something, yeah.
When I read those things, I think about like the idea. Well, I think about love, sometimes, like, like what.
Sure, depending on what it is.
you
Yeah.
know. Specifically, I remember when reading Chain Soldier, I started to think about like the idea of having a harem again, which I was apologies.
Hell yeah, who doesn't want to be the harem king?
Exactly, but and then I started thinking a bit like morally. I was like,
Why? What's immoral about that?
I don't know. Well, it's like because part of me does go to like Western stuff like religion, like Christianity, shit.
All I hear is wah 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 wah.
Listen,
as long as
some
everybody's
people
on the board, on the level, consensual, and honest, I don't think any problem with it.
That it's fair enough.
It's, I mean,
wah,
come on,
wah,
yeah,
wah,
wah wah. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey man, I told you I'm gonna be brutally honest
Oh
on
hell
here.
yeah. Hell
And
yeah.
fucking A, have fun. Just be
Yeah.
safe. Be safe. Be smart. Don't hurt people.
Yeah.
Don't fucking hurt people, or else we gonna hurt you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry I threw you off there, man. But
no, that's
what I'm telling you
completely
is,
fine.
you're right. Fantasize about the harem. You heard me, kids. You want to
go for the harem.
Mm-hmm. Taking applications for 40-son harem. I kid. So anyway,
Yeah, he kid.
I love harem comedies though. I think my first one was Rosario plus Vampire. I was like, this shit's funny. I mean, sometimes I like a good harem.
High School DxD, simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my dream of being the harem king awakened.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, he is shouting it.
Yeah.
Literally shouting, I want to be a harem king.
Yeah, not doing too good so far.
You and me both, brother. We're not alone. I promise you. Oh man, have you seen? It's a fucking awful show. It's based on a light novel series, A Hidden Dungeon Only I Can Enter. It's not good. I don't really suggest it, but one of the things in it is like he basically gets a harem, and they need money, so they join this like contest where harems are judged.
The car show for harem.
It's a coliseum of incels in masks, all insulting and calling the harems ugly and horrible and stuff, and get the fuck out of here, blah blah blah. You should be ashamed. Oh my god, that's horrible. They're fucking crazy. And then of course his harem is great, and they all get nosebleeds and get mad at him for having a harem. It's a bad show.
Problem I wish I had.
Yeah, yeah, right. I mean, come on. There's no such thing as an ugly harem. Non-existent.
Yeah, really? Well, I mean,
non-existent.
I mean,
be fair.
I mean, I could be fair. I mean, I was gonna say like a family harem,
Wait a
like,
minute.
I'm sure there's.
Wait a minute.
Okay, like
I didn't mean ugly like that. Then yes, if that's the case, there could be some ugly ass harems. I don't want none of that either. It's like, yeah, you want to meet my harem? My little sister, my other little sisters, my cousin. Good
This
God.
is my mom, also my daughter-in-law, and and this is my son, also my husband, and that's his sister, who is my other lover. And
Yuck. Yuck.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that's a wrong harem.
Yes, that is the ugly harem.
I got nothing after that. That tree branch fucked me up.
There you go. Well, is that morally wrong?
I mean, yeah, I guess. Incest? Is that what we're asking?
Yeah.
Is incest morally wrong?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Probably.
Okay.
I guess if I'm going to die on any hill, that should be the one. It's just anything.
The one guy in the comments like, you're a piece of shit.
He's married to his sister, but it's not a real marriage. He just bought her a ring and they tell people they're married.
Yes.
They moved 2 states over.
Move 2 trailer park lots over.
That's not far enough.
Anyway, back to philosophy.
Back to what? Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't even know how we got on that.
I don't either. I don't remember, but
I remember talking about Freerin. After that, everything's a blur.
Yes. Oh, so Freerin. What were you saying?
I was saying it's a unique way to.
It was
narrative.
you know how. Well, I guess part of it is like in the grand scheme of the universe, you are nothing but a dot in a way. Like
For sure.
I guess I kind of battle with that a lot. And this goes to the harem question of like me asking you like, where you want me? I'm like, well, is that right? Like, because part of me is like, I battle a lot with like good and bad, and we talk about that a lot, like what is good and bad, and I guess I'm just like, why does it even matter? I am just a dot in the universe, but
Well, I mean, if you want to use the harem thing as part of this conversation, like I'm not a religious guy.
Yeah.
Like straight up, I'm not a religious guy. We are animals.
Mm-hmm.
What do animals do? They reproduce.
Yeah.
If you got more than one partner, you have more than one chance to make a baby.
Yeah.
So really, having a harem for that reason is better.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Pure science.
I mean, listen,
kids.
I will not argue with him about this. I'll tell you what. Like, I will
He's
definitely
just looking
not.
for the okay.
It's just, I just battle with myself all the time. That's all. I'm always in my own head.
I used to be. Also, like, the more years went by, where like nothing happened, good or bad, just blah life.
Yeah.
I realized like less matters. You know what I mean? Less matters, man.
Do you feel like as that happened, like you were in your head a lot? Like, were you
I was
ever
always
in
in my
your
head.
Yeah.
Always in my head, bro.
Yeah.
I was always angry, wound tighter than a spring, just tense all the time, man. My house used to have punch holes in it,
Wow.
Yep. I haven't punched a wall in years.
There used to be a hole over there.
It looks good now.
Because I got I got killed by a guy with a pickaxe in Fortnite.
That'll happen. I'm terrible for Fortnite. I don't play. Nope.
Yep. I stopped playing after that day.
I'm bad at video games, so like I do not play online.
Yeah.
There's no point in it. Nope. I can't hang.
Oh shit.
I don't know. Well, I mean, I think that's enough for today. Give the viewers just a little taste of who we are as people. We dug in a little bit on Attack on Titan, but not really.
Yeah, we didn't get into the nitty gritty.
Maybe like next episode we'll pick a theme, and then we'll kind of focus. We'll kind of zero in on something a little more and kind of talk about that instead of just generally. The philosophy of waifus is something that I propose. But, we shall see.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks for having us. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I mean, hopefully more to come, and hopefully you got a good idea of who we are. I'm sure you'll get a better idea as we go on, and I think especially I just want to say, like, we aspire to build a nice community that is all about philosophy and anime, man, and yeah.
Just want to talk to some nice people who like the same shit as we do, man.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about. I've been 40 Years a Weeb. Come on over to my channel here on YouTube and on TikTok. 40 Years a Weeb on both.
And I'm T-Cone. Thanks for watching, guys.
Subscribe, like, all that fun stuff.
Patreon in the description.
Maybe not yet.
Probably not. All right, goodbye.
Yeah.